He was a minister, a poet, a lover of words and freedom. He was a family man, a talented speaker, a seeker of truth and justice. He met every challenge he faced, and by the time he went home to the Lord, he was already an American icon. He was Martin Luther King Jr., and this is his story. He was born Michael Luther King Jr., but had his name changed to Martin later in life. His grandfather and father were pastors of the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. The family legacy served there since 1914. And from 1960 until his death, Martin Luther King Jr. acted as co-pastor alongside his father. Martin attended segregated public schools in Georgia, graduating from high school at the age of 15 after skipping 2 grades. He was a talented young man, receiving his Bachelor of the Arts degree in 1948 from Morehouse College, a distinguished institution in Atlanta, which both his father and grandfather graduated from. After 3 years of theological study at Crozer Theological Seminary, which he was also elected the president of, he was awarded Bachelor's of Divinity in 1951. He then enrolled in graduate studies at Boston University and received his PhD in 1955. In Boston, he also met and married Coretta Scott, an intellectual and artistic young woman. They bore 2 sons and 2 daughters. In 1954, Martin Luther King Jr. became pastor of the Dexter Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. He was a strong advocate for civil rights in the black community. He held a position in the executive committee of the NAACP, the leading civil rights advocates at that time. As a member, one of his tasks was to organize the first great civil rights protest ever to occur in United States contemporary history. This was a 382-day-long bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama. For at the time, people of different races were not allowed to ride in the same sections of the bus, and sometimes not even on the same buses at all. The boycott would prove to be quite effective, for on December 21st, 1956, the Supreme Court of the United States declared unconstitutional all the laws requiring segregation on buses. During this boycott, King was arrested. His home was bombed. He was subject to personal abuse, but at the same time, he emerged as a hero in the civil rights community. Martin Luther King Jr. is not just famous, however, for his "I Have a Dream" speech. What is the most outstanding is he based his entire model for the nonviolent movement on his experience as a Christian minister. He led massive protests that caught the attention of the entire world, all stemming from his belief that all men are created equal under God. Before a crowd of nearly 250,000 people, he made a proclamation. And that proclamation was that we should not be judged by the color of our skin, but rather by the content of our character. And his character was one of greatness, one that will be remembered in the history books as a man beyond reproach. A man who received the Nobel Peace Prize at the age of 35. A man who is given distinguished honors from leaders all over the world. A champion for the rights of those who have none. Would that he were with us today, but alas, it is not so. A sniper ended his life on April 4th, 1968, as he was standing on the balcony of his motel room in Memphis, Tennessee. But though the man died that day, his legacy lives on. It lives on in the hearts of those who are like-minded, Christ followers seeking true equality, not the fraudulent equality that puts one above another, but a truly colorblind equality, and one that values each person as a child of God. And as children of God ourselves, we must do all that we can to make sure that his dream is upheld and his legacy is not forgotten. That we too may join on that triumphant day in saying, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
And it's Aiden.
And sometimes we feel like failures, but that's okay. What about the lunch menu, Aiden?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, the lunch menu is not a failure today. We've got a great lineup.
Beautiful.
We have the free-range grilled chicken club sandwich. We have the organic quinoa spring mix salad.
Organic.
We have the free-range chicken tiki masala. The aloo gobi masala potato and cauliflower. And we have the Mellows mango and orange jumpstart smoothie.
Beautiful. Thank you, Aiden.
I think you need a jumpstart smoothie.
I think everyone needs a jumpstart smoothie once in a while. And in student life this week, we are prepping for our Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Assembly on Friday by looking at some key figures in the civil rights movement. This special feature is brought to you by Panther Press with News in the Margins. Ooh. Kicking off the week for us are Alexis and Cam in Studio B. Take it away.
Hi guys. So today's figure from the civil rights movement is the Mississippi native Fannie Lou Hamer. Hamer first learned about her right to vote through the Student Nonviolent Coordination Committees, SNCC, in 1962, and became a leading member of the organization after discovering the hoops African Americans had to jump through to vote.
Hamer helped organize voting drives in the South, as well as the Freedom Summer Project in 1964, a Mississippi campaign that sought to register as many African Americans to vote as possible.
She was also the co-founder of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, as well as a National Women's Political Caucus, an organization created to recruit, train, and support women of all races who wish to seek election to a government office.
Singing became a defining part of her activism, particularly This Little Light of Mine and Go Tell It on the Mountain. Her tombstone reads, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, one of her many famous quotes. Back to Aiden and Lucas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. And all seniors still needing to complete their revised transparent background signed PNG format, please complete that and send it to Ms. Paulson by Wednesday.
This Wednesday, or you won't be a senior graduating. And in sophomore class, we need candid photos of you and your friends for the yearbook. Please send photos to Ms. Paulson no later than Friday, January 31st.
And club news today, club meetings today, none. And now here is Belul with today's Panther Athletics.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, everyone. On Friday night, the St. Mary's women's basketball team swept SPSD, and the JV team won 50-9, while varsity won 59-51. Congratulations to the boys JV team who came away 47-39 winner over Salesian. And all new and returning baseball players, there will be an informational meeting on the upcoming season Monday the 13th at 12:15 in the locker room. There will be a mandatory meeting, informational meeting in the band room during break for tomorrow for the boys that are interested in the tennis team, the boys tennis team. For any other questions about the team, talk to Mr. Nguyen. There are no games today, so let's head back to Aiden Lucas with today's birthdays.
For today's birthdays, we would like to wish an incredibly happy birthday to Pilar Franklin, Shyla Rogers, and Austin White.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you.
Have a great day, St. Mary's.
Oh.
No, students at this time, first, please follow the link in PowerSchool to complete the narrative self-evals for your first period class. That's right, you're doing it again. Have a great day, St. Mary's.